So, now that I have the 5 of 7 houses. For those unaware, I've written 3 books specifically about 3 kids who go to school with Tulane and end up living in a house that's a literal actual gateway to hell. Not joking. Because that'd be a dumb thing to lie about. So, if you're wondering why I might be like so okay with demons in general, even though like I'm not really into the core concept of like, I don't know, being like a demonologist for like Kirahasi Ka Zakti Saha. Like, I'm not in it for poofs and giggles with a side of power. Like, that's just how it is. So, like, I decided that I was going to have my left eye. I'm very sorry. I'm not trying to laugh. Like, I feel ridiculous doing this. My left eye take the form of the Regent of Hell. Like, the sloth demon that Lucifer left in charge. Who is Gaiamer. I think he's actually the entire, like, the way demons work, he's actually the entirety of the House of Slay. But also, like, all of the demons are contained inside him, and, like, that's kind of how that is. And, like, I say him, that's kind of a misnomer, because he's, like, literally by gender, because that's just how, like, demons in general work, because that's how angels in general work. But, like, he has a spawn. Spawn's named Tall. Tall's pretty chill. He literally, like, he basically wants to be able to just like hang out with the guys and like play video games on the couch and like try to keep them from getting into too much trouble because he's the spawn of the Regent. His job basically is there to like low key advise them on how to do their job as gatekeepers. And like the best he was able to do was like basically like keep messing with them by rearranging their furniture until one day he just got so frustrated he like rearranged all the furniture overnight but set things in a certain way so all of the other demons in the household, like the little ones, like the Marga Kuma, like the little demons, were just like that they normally treat just like house pests because effectively that's what they are to them. So basically, like there are these things called what are they called? Well, basically, they're like little dudes, or like this, who are like tied 5 ways. Oh yeah, they're Ouroboros hoots. They're snake hoots. They're basically like snakes biting their own tail, with like a human figure being held out, like stretched out like this, that are constantly screaming. It can be very disturbing. But they really didn't actually know that they all screamed at different pitches, really, until like Tall set it up so they were basically like wheeling around the house until they went basically up the stairs and then made this leap from one balcony to another one because it's like an old mansion in New Orleans in the French Quarter that just like is able to magically exist there in a space where there's actually like I actually know exactly where this house is theoretically. So it's the last house on Decatur Street. The thing about Decatur Street is like the way it kind of ends is like very near a specific spot because it has like multiple ends. It's got 2 ends. The thing is like basically the house it moves around because it's a gateway to hell and it can just do that. And it's partially a security measure. So, like, if you are not shown how to get to the house by someone who lives there or has permission to show someone else how to get there, then you actually can't find it. You actually can't. You can be given exact directions to it and you can't get there. So anyway, they didn't notice that like they all sang because there's like everything about this house is unusual. Like everything about it. They have little hoop snakes with little like sackcloth dudes that are constantly screaming that are just like wheeling around being a nuisance. They never really thought about the fact that they all made different noises until Tall set it up. So there was like they jump from one balcony to the other in this old New Orleans style mansion. And then made a song with the different with the different pitches of the various screamers passing with the correct timing. And that was around the time Owen was like, this eyeball knows his place so much better than us. It is pointless for us to be fighting him. You know what? Why have we been fighting him? And then he asked, what do you want? Effectively, the answer is, I want you to listen to me. This is effectively what the answer was. I want you to listen to me. I want you to stop treating me like I'm one of them, for another thing, because if I was one of them, I couldn't pull this off. Oh yeah, I think that was a big part of it is like they didn't understand like how important he was just in general. Cause like they like maybe it's just because they're human, maybe it's unfortunately my fault because the way I wrote the story, but like they just didn't get it. Like they were new to the house, they were new to demons in general. They didn't understand like necessarily even that like he was important as something as the Regent spawn, which is like by itself like the single most important spawn in all of hell. But like they didn't understand that he was like just important at all, which like is in one way absolutely unforgivable, but another way kind of understandable because like they just didn't know. Really. Yes, really. Anyway, so in theory, perhaps in practice, the Regent of Hell is now in my left eye, and his spawn is in my right eye. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.